Health Belief Model by Becker, Hefner, and Mayman. In this time and age, it is quite difficult to affect a health behavioral change on target populations because of the availability of too many information sources, such as Google, Wikipedia, Medscape, and other social networks that often causes information overload. Sometimes, the conflicting views also can confuse and be misunderstood, causing non-compliance. People need to be convinced that they have a stake in the action that they need to take to improve their health, because otherwise, they most likely will not comply and follow through the recommendation. The health belief model is a psychological model that attempts to explain and predict health behaviors of this targeted population at risk. It was first developed in the 1950s by social psychologists Hochbaum, Rosenstock, and Kegels in response to the failure of a free tuberculosis health screening program. The model was later modified and improved by Becker, Hefner, and Mayman in 1977. Since then, the health belief model has been adapted to explore a variety of health behaviors, particularly those applicable public health issues such as sexual risk behaviors and STD transmission, and such as this attempt in my project to take on HIV prevention. Core assumptions and statements. According to this model, a person will take a health-related action if he feels this will avoid or prevent a negative effect or condition on him. A positive effect will happen if he takes these actions. He can successfully do the action with confidence. There are 6 key components to the health belief model as postulated by Becker. Number 1 is perceived susceptibility. There is one's opinion of his chances getting the condition, like how vulnerable is he to the disease. Perceived severity implies one's perception of how serious the condition is and its complications. Is the condition life-threatening? Perceived benefits implies one's belief on the efficacy of the recommended action to take. How will it affect the person? Is it beneficial? Perceived barriers. One's opinion of the tangible psychological cost of the actions advised to undertake. Will there be problems one might encounter along the way? The cues to action includes strategies to activate readiness by promoting awareness and reminders. One such examples are the following: mass media campaign, text reminders, email, messages, newsletters, billboards, incentives that will catch the attention of the targeted population. Lastly, the self-efficacy will be the targeted population who will be able to sustain taking the drug, remain HIV-free, and recommend it to others who might be at risk. This is the health belief model diagram. Under column 1 is individual perceptions, such as perceived susceptibility or seriousness of disease. Under column 2, modifying factors, which includes age, sex, ethnicity, personality, socioeconomics, knowledge, followed by perceived threat of the disease, and cues to action such as media campaign, advice from others, reminder postcard from physicians or dentists, illness of family members or friend, newspaper or magazine article. The third column includes the likelihood of action, perceived benefits of perceived action, minus the perceived barriers to preventive action, which results and create an impact of the likelihood of taking recommended preventive health action, the likelihood of the behavioral change to happen. Now let us apply the model in a concrete example I have chosen, which is the prevention of HIV transmission using PrEP, which is the pre-exposure prophylaxis using the drug Truvada. First, perceived susceptibility. Target populations are those engaged in high risk of sexual practices such as men's sex to men, multiple sexual partners, drug users, history of sexual transmitted disease. Next is the perceived severity, which is acquiring STD, HIV, unplanned pregnancies. Next, perceived benefit, which is the intake of PrEP drug Truvada daily, is 99% effective in preventing HIV among users. Among the perceived barriers that are applicable to HIV transmission and prevention are the stigma of possible exposure, testing, access, procurement, cost of the drug, and compliance. The cues to action includes mass media campaign, text reminders, emails, messages, newsletter, billboards, incentives that will catch the attention of the targeted population. Last but not the least, self-efficacy. Part will be the targeted population who will be able to sustain taking the drug, remain HIV-free, and recommend it to others who might be at risk. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation and learned about the health belief model and how it applies to heal the communication. And these are my references. And I thank you.